Alright everyone, welcome back to the One Pundit Indonesia, your go-to spot for all things football with a twist. And this episode we're talking about PSG. No more Messi, no more Neymar, but guess what? They're still running the game. PSG are literally knocking on the door of a historic trouble. Quarterfinal of UCL, check. Ligue 1 title, check. Coupe de France final, check. And they're doing all this without any of their old school mega stars. I think we should go to Ariani first. When we're talking about PSG, for some reason, it just clicks when you tell me your stories about PSG. Is Luis Enrique finally getting the flowers he deserves?
Of course. He's getting everything from the players. Players are working very hard for him. You see Ousmane Dembélé, and then you see that is proof of coaching does work when you have a great coach like Enrique, and you have the player being open to what he wants to do with you. So, and then you get players like, let's say Vitinha. Vitinha is, in stature, he's small, but he has this ability to be comfortable off the ball, which is not that easy for a player as his size, but he does it very well. And then you look at players like Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, coming in very fresh, new, and he's open to what's happening at PSG with Luis Enrique. Before that, he was with Napoli, and he has great coaches there. But then he comes in, and he is a natural fit for the system, makes the team tick better, and offensively unstoppable. And I think it's fair to say that Enrique has changed the culture too. And now they have players are working for each other, not just individuals. That's most important, because when you go to a certain stage where you put a team with megastars, and then you can have problems with egos, with the characters of the players, and not playing to the system, and then great players trying to maybe have an effect on the manager as well. But this is not happening for Luis Enrique, and it's very positive. And I think what is happening with Paris Saint-Germain is excellent. This is maybe the return to the 90s where they have Rai de Oliveira, where they have George Weah, Jocelyn Angloma, great players playing together with a certain style that fits this great city.
Do you think this is his most impressive rebuild after Spain national team in Barcelona?
I think so. In terms of the culture of the side, when you have players like maybe Neymar with a negative impact and going to his sister's birthday every
11th of March.
You said it.
How do you said it?
Of course, in the contract. And then you have maybe Leo Messi coming in, a great player for the club, maybe to sell jerseys and to improve the stature of Paris Saint-Germain worldwide. But on the pitch, they just don't work as well as planned. So, and then they go to another way. Young players coming in like Zaire Emery, and then you have Barcola from Olympique Lyonnais coming to PSG. So now they're collecting the best young players from Ligue 1 to play for Paris Saint-Germain. That is, of course, also a plus. So this is rebuilt, well planned, and credit to the ownership. They went on the other way and tried to be successful, because their target is not just dominating the Ligue 1. But they want to win in Europe, and this team has that potential.
Yeah, and dominating the Ligue 1, because previously there's no Ligue 1 team that has managed to go the full season without a defeat. Even the greatest teams from past years, I think PSG with Zlatan, the great Marseille side of the 90s, also the Nantes side in the late 90s, they finished the season with one defeat. So this time PSG can have that record of going undefeated for the whole season. But now they're playing it with such a beautiful football that if I look into the French media this past few weeks, a lot of them gives high appreciation for how Luis Enrique plays his philosophy of how PSG sticks to the philosophy of what Adi said, working hard on and off the ball, playing football brilliantly, dominating the game in such a way that they used to now without the presence of players like Messi. Adi already has said the problems of having players like Neymar, like Messi, like Mbappe, players who may not want to track back all the time. Like there was this time when the front three of PSG, they just stay up on the high line. They do not contribute anything to the defensive aspects of the game, and that hurts. Then that hurts the chances of PSG a lot of times. So now this is the continuation of what El Khalifi said in June 2022, that there will be no more bling bling team. The biggest stars, they can move on. They want to rebuild. They want to rebuild in a specific way. And credit to Khalifi also, the way he chose Enrique, and he gave time, he gave all the resources for
because
Enrique,
it wasn't pretty in the first half of the season.
Yeah,
and then they almost got knocked out from the Champions League. They need that last 3 matches to go through. So it was not always that rosy. So credit to the ownership and how they stick with Luis Enrique, because the fans, they were not happy with Luis Enrique.
I mean, talk about the first half as well. It wasn't that happy like with the last season as well. He was still trying to do, trying to mix and match play. Dembélé was trying to be the false 9 last season. He's playing a bit of that right now as well. So I think without the stars, the mega stars that we mentioned, he's really thriving under a lot of pressure in PSG, because PSG, you can dominate the league, you can still get booed by the end of the season, because that's just what it is. The league, they're going to dominate, and then again, like you said, European Championship, which there are really favorites, in my opinion, to win it this year because of the beautiful football. So I think Luis Enrique deserves that, being one of the best coaches in Europe right now, in my opinion, with beautiful football. The position isn't just for style. You talk back about that Liverpool game. The first game, they played well, unlucky with the goal. The second game, they played well as well. But yeah, I'm enjoying what I'm seeing from this season's Luis Enrique's PSG. Vitinha, you mentioned as well about that height and playing off ball. He's an anchor, number 6. With that height, it's just amazing, because if you remember back in the days, he played for Wolverhampton and all that. So now he's in PSG and the bright lights and everything. So everything's working out for Luis Enrique and PSG.
It's funny that you mentioned the bling bling team, because that was kind of their identity for a while.
For a while.
A very star-centric team as well. How would you describe their identity now?
And if you remember, they have the ultras have a lot of problem with that. The PSG ultras, they even boo Lionel Messi, they even boo Neymar, because the PSG ultra, they want a hardworking team that's identical to their city, to the roots of the city, especially the community around the Saint-Germain area. I think with what they've been through, with the with all the titles that has been given through the first half, for the first 10 years of the QSI era, of course, there's been a lot of success, but they in the past 3 years, very different direction, and this is a very exciting young team. Adi has said Dembélé playing as a 9 right now. He's got 32 goals, 7 assists in all competition. Barcola has 18 goals and 15 assists. Desiree Doué, another name, 11 goals and 11 assists.
He's good.
Brilliant. So this a very brilliant goal contribution from all around the team. And not just that they attack well, but they also play well as a collective. They defend as a collective. That's why the manager from Angers, Alexandre Dujoux, last week said that they make a very beautiful champion. Everyone attacks, everyone defends. I enjoy when I see this. So that's a big thumbs up for Luis Enrique's side and what he wants to do with the team and how he implements it with the team at hand. This is so very beautiful.
If they do win the treble, where does this team rank historically?
For Europe?
For Europe, I think.
If they win the treble, including the Champions League, I think with the way that the league is perceived around the world, it's still not as great as maybe Arsenal even winning it. Not as great as Real, although
sure.
they've won it for like 15, making it to 16.
16, yeah.
Yeah,
this year,
so yeah, I think for PSG, that's the tough thing is that if they can win every title, everybody will still talk about that the Ligue 1 is not that competitive of a league, but still, you have to win it, and then you have to win the cup competitions, and then you have to do well in Europe. And I think for this side to win the Champions League, it'll be a great achievement. I mean, you look at the roster now, it's not as glamorous, but you look at all the players, and I think they're going back to basic from the team from the 90s, when you have Yuri Zhukaya playing in the midfield, and then coming up towards the 2000s with Nene, and then midfield. Before that transition, you have Ronaldinho there. So there is
Arteta
always
was
this... who?
Arteta was
Mikel,
there.
Gabriel Heinze,
Pochettino.
Pochettino in the back. You have two superstars usually for PSG, and now they have Khvicha Kvaratskhelia, who is on that scale. And then you have all the workers working for the sides, the Fabian Ruizes, the Vitinhas, the Pachos in the back line. So this is a well-balanced team, and I think if they do win the Champions League, it will be brilliant for Paris for what they have done, the rebuild. So yeah, whatever they can do to win the Champions League, it will become such a memorable season for them.
Only for them.
Only for
them.
Only for the fans.
Only for the fans. The ultras.
Yeah, because the problem is still the people are saying that Ligue 1 is not as great as La Liga, as a Premier League, as Bundesliga, Serie A. So that is always going to be problematic. But if you watch Ligue 1, then you can see that the competition is quality actually.
Do you think they have what it takes to actually win the Champions League this season?
Of course.
I think so.
Of course.
They're so connected from behind to the front. I think it's so good. We see it a couple of times where they move so tight, so good, and so disciplined. From the transition is so good. So I think it's a matter of, they play at Aston Villa. I think it's gonna go well for them, but you never know. But yeah,
football is crazy, right? Like if you can beat Liverpool, and then suddenly Villa can do something to you with Unai.
Yeah,
It can hurt.
So it's going to be wild if PSG
scenes,
don't go through against Aston Villa.
And
but I hope
not this one team that really dominates Europe right now. We saw how good Liverpool was in the group stages, but then on the first match in the knockout rounds, they go out. So yeah, I think there's a lot of competition between teams that are more or less at the same level in the knockout. So it will be an interesting knockout.
I think it's open now for
very open.
Yeah, for the Champions League. But if you can say one team that is well balanced, well equipped, the roster is okay, the coach is amazing, defensively very tight, on transition dangerous, and not that open, it's Internazionale Milan.
Ooh.
So if you consider teams that are still playing in a competition, by the way things are going, I think Internazionale will have a say.
Good shout.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything else to add before we wrap things up?
I like PSG to win. I like PSG to win.
Just because Liverpool was beating.
Exactly. And they're playing good football. So yeah, that's something to add.
Abrar just said something along the lines of, it's very easy for Adiani to say, of course they have the chance to win. Don't you think Arsenal's going to
I hope with a 3-0 lead in the first leg. I know the fans. I know how the team works. I know Mikel Arteta works in a certain way. I hope it is enough. I just hope, because I don't know. If Real Madrid can turn that tie around and go through, I will cry. I will cry.
If Arsenal
He did
won,
say that.
Who will they get? If Arsenal won, who will they get? I forgot the bracket.
It's bracket on the left, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember either.
Arsenal, Real, Aston Villa, and PSG.
So Emery against Arsenal. There's a
epic.
possibility.
Yeah.
Emery against PSG.
So on the other bracket is
Emery against PSG.
Emery against the world.
The other bracket is Barcelona and Internazionale Milan.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope. Yeah,
Ooh,
I think I'll be in tears whether Arsenal got knocked out or Arsenal winning the Champions League. I will be in tears because I don't know, just Just
Yeah.
going to the Arsenal games at Highbury was so special. Now going to the Emirates, one of the best stadiums, so special. And for the fans to have this moment of dominating, destroying Real in the first leg, it was so good.
Yeah.
I just worry that it was too good
For the second leg.
for the second leg.
Yeah.
So Alberto, that's for you.
Knowing Arsenal,
Knowing Arsenal. But like
Let's
you
just
said,
hope.
it's still very open now, so we shall see. Anyway, Jibrete, we're going to talk more about Manchester City, but after this one, stay tuned on Dewan Punit Indonesia, the English version.